Today's episode, we've got the car back in the workshop and we're working on the rear end of the Volvo. We've got a crash structure to make and we're installing the fuel system which has been sent to us by Radium. Rob just said, do you want to see my pipes? What are the wrong bits again, aren't I? Excited. It's good, it's good. I would want underneath a black bin bag.
Look at him go.
And we'll have to finish that in another episode. So Harry, what's the update?
Basically, we've turned up. That's about it.
And I'ma do it again. Watch me. I can't take no
Right guys, quick update. We're back in the workshop. Look at this. We've got a turbo, a really big one. And Mike, if you watched the last episode, has made this really sick manifold. Everyone was kind of saying we had loads of space. We did have loads of space until we've got a big Walton turbo. Obviously we got the downpipe done. Mike didn't quite have enough time, or we didn't give him enough time really, to make the full exhaust, so we still got to do that. We've got the screamer pipe coming out the bonnet. We've actually got that in two versions. So we've got kind of demo style exhaust where you don't have to adhere to any noise regulations. And we've also got a plumbed in solution where we can take this out, put it back into the exhaust to make it a little bit quieter. So yeah, that's one thing kind of check. We have, if you come around here, something else that we've done since last time is we actually went back and ripped out the steering column mounting bit that we did, and now we've got this kind of billet aluminium piece which actually gives you so much more adjustability, so you can go up and down and then it comes forwards and backwards. So, you know, as I keep growing, I'll be able to change my seat position, I suppose. Back of the car, we've got the rear end on at the minute. We did have a car show, like a cars and coffee event, so people came out to look at the car and just drink coffee and chat with each other. It was really cool. So we had it kind of back in here. Harry's just been taking out some of these extra mounts that were, I guess this was here for holding something on the original car. And now we've just been deliberating where we're going to put the fuel tank. So originally my idea was to put the fuel tank here and the radiator here, which would have been quite easy. But then when we're thinking about it, we're still then getting quite close to the rear of the car. So we're going to actually change the plan. We're going to put the fuel tank down here, we'll build a bulkhead around it, and then put the radiator here. So that means we'll have all the weight above the axle and none behind, which should help with it being such a long car. Just going to interrupt the video quickly because I've got some really exciting news to share. We've been working with a partner behind the scenes who's going to join us for the 2025 season. That company is no other than Arlon Graphics, which you would have seen on the Corvette last year. Now they've come on board and are going to look after the cars for the full season, making sure that every time I maybe make a smash or a crash, we're going to get these cars looking absolute perfection. Arlon is a world leader in the graphic film solution space, providing everything from full colour change wraps to the material that you print your own designs on. We're running the full colour change wrap as a base layer on these cars with a reflective layer on top to give it all the pop. We're super excited to have Arlon join the team and we can't wait to show you what their graphics are going to look like on the Volvos. So let's get back to it. Yeah, that's pretty much it since last time. So, but what we have got is a really big delivery of parts. So yeah, if you just follow me, Louis, I'll show you the goodies. This is what we've got. We've got a bloody mess. Can we start again on this bit? Right, cleared that mess up. Here we are. So the most important bit of the fuel system, the fuel tank, with all the fuel components or fuel pumps and stuff like that inside. So this is a kit from Radium. We've been using this on the Corvette for 3 years. It's absolutely the best bit of kit you can buy. It's got an FIA kind of rated fuel bladder inside. So if you have a crash, it's not just gonna, the fuel's not just inside the metal box. It's not gonna leak out. You've got a full bladder system in there as well. You've got in here, you've got a lift pump, and in here you've got a swell pot. So you've got a lift pump that takes the fuel from the main tank into the swell pot here, where inside here you've got a space for 3 fuel pumps. So that then feeds the fuel to the front of the car. The cool thing about this is it's an all-in-one unit, so it comes with level sender built in, I said lift pump and the fuel pump, so it's all in one, and yeah, you can just put it straight in your car and that works. This is the new FCST-X fuel surge tank, and it has a removable piece in the middle. So if you need to change your fuel pump, before you'd have to undo all of these bolts. Now you can just undo these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, still a few, but probably like half at least. And then you can lift the whole thing out in one, like one unit, and then you can service it out the car. So that's like, yeah, if you've ever had to change a fuel pump at an event, that's going to be a game changer. Moving on the list of Radium goodies, we've got a new dry brake fuel filler. So this goes with this. So essentially you can get these are like fuel cans. You can have them just like a normal nozzle, fill into your standard fuel tank, or what this is a dry brake fuel tank system. So that matches with this piece, so that will go on the outside of the car, and then there'll be a hose that goes to the fuel tank. This then, as soon as you just push that into the car, it goes in like that, and it will fill up, and it fills 20 litres in, I don't know, really quickly. Way quicker than you could do it with the pump, and you're not spilling anything, so that's super cool. We got that on the Corvette. We didn't at the beginning, and we used to spill fuel everywhere. We got this, and now it's like, I don't know, it's like a Formula 1 pit stop. So that stuff is going to feed the fuel to the front of the car, where the fuel will go through distribution block, which takes one fuel line, splits it into two, because on the Corvette we've got 2 fuel rails, so 2 injectors per rotor. Goes through there. After it's gone through, the fuel has gone through the rails. Any fuel that hasn't been used in the engine goes through the fuel pressure regulator. So again, another Radium piece. This comes with like a really cool, I really like the way that Radium mounts all their products, and in the box you get everything. It's all really neatly packaged. Actually got really cool green boxes this year as well. But that'll mount onto there. We can mount that probably to the bulkhead of the car, and fuel from the fuel rails come through here. This part modulates the fuel pressure, and then whatever it doesn't use goes back to the fuel tank through the bottom. Now this has also got a pulse damper built in, so what that does is it makes it a little bit quieter. Doesn't really matter so much on this car because it's super loud anyway, but if you're fitting a fuel system to a road car, that does stop like a bit of a hum noise, which can happen. And this has even got a nice way to adjust the fuel pressure just without needing any tools. So that's pretty cool. We have also got a fuel filter. So before the fuel gets to fuel rails, it goes through a fuel filter. That's got this really cool little heat sink as well, so it slides in there. Bottom of the car, bosh, that's done. That is essentially the fuel system. And then the other bits that we've got some catch cans, which will, for the engine breathers, and the oil system. So yeah, I've got 2 of those. We're going to have one for the engine breather and one for the dry sump tank. Keeps that separate because with the rotary engines running E85, we do find that you do get a lot of E85 and oil mixing. In the breather tanks, having 2 will just make that easier. We don't have to keep draining a mix of ethanol and oil. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now we're going to try and fit that. Yeah. You're going to show me your pipe outside?
I don't want to see a pipe.
Sure.
Bear in mind I'm driving this round.
Rob just said, do you want to see my pipe?
It wobbles like this, we're driving around it. Pikeys.
Right, don't get run over now. Right, so in the back of the car, whilst we're working out to do the other bits, Harry's been preparing the start of what we're doing here. So in one of the early episodes, as you've probably seen, or if not, go back and watch that one, it's a good one. We cut the back of the Volvo off. So basically that's to make it lighter and also to make it more flexible on the rear, because a lot of times in drifting now, you have a lot of concrete walls. So you want to run your back of your car as close as possible, and the Volvo is like twice as long on the back as all the other drift cars. So we want to make sure that we're not hitting the wall and getting sucked into the wall. So the back is going to be pretty flexible. So we've cut it all off, and what we're going to do here is put plates on, and then we're going to have quite a new structure that comes out here in a metal tube and joins these 2 up. So that will create rigidity, but it also give us space to start mounting bits off. So once we've got that, we can then make something to kind of stop these from flapping about. You can also make a jacking point to the car. We've got air jacks for the car, but I think it's probably wise to have a normal way of jacking the car as well, so that can come off these. And we also just need to tidy up what we cut here because it looks awful. So, and the good thing about the Volvo, now that we don't have a rear end, means we can take it all apart and make it easier. Don't have to bend our backs. We can just be straight in. So let's do that. It is basically an IKEA car. So, but unlike IKEA stuff, which when you take it apart never goes back together, this has to come back together. So
You hope it will anyway.
I hope so. We've done it twice. So we've decided to move the fuel tank behind the driver's seats in order to get the weight better in the car and create more space in the back. Now doing so, it's in front of the main firewall, so we're going to have to build a box around the fuel tank. Luckily, I have a friend called Rob.
Hello.
And he knows how to use a computer.
So basically it's a pretty simple thing, but it's quite literally just a box, but it'll have a little lid on it, which will be removable, so the lid's gone. And then the fuel pumps will be there, so you can remove them with the fuel tank still in place. But yeah, it'll look a bit prettier than that when it's finished, but that's just a quick little box.
So what I'm going to do now is start mounting some of the bits for the fuel system. So whilst they're in the back, I'm going to do this nice little job here. So this is the fuel pressure regulator like we spoke about earlier. And essentially this part comes from out the fuel rails. And then fuel goes in here and then it goes down and then it's going to go back to the back of the fuel tank again. So I think put that there. That's going to be quite nice away from all the heat. Nice little open space. You can reach and adjust it. That'd be really, really nice. What do you think? Would you put it here?
I agree.
See if I've got any rib nuts to start with. That's a good start. There we go. Well, I'm at the rib nut section.
How big is the section of rib nuts?
There's a few different outlets. We've got M6, M8, M5, even got M4.
That's a nice selection.
Such a good selection. Ah, my knee. What I'm going to do, to make it level, you do one first and then you fit that one and then do the others. Easier. Either this drill bit is absolute shit or the Volvo is very tough. Both. Does it bottom out?
Still too fucking small.
Really?
Oh, see, they've done you dirty there, haven't they?
Yeah.
So you can buy a JD squared one, it comes with a post you've got to cut and weld. This is like George Batty height.
Well.
So anyway, when that's tight, like that, that's not a zero. So you don't want to zero it when it's tight, like that. You want to get it on the old bender, and then feel it's a bit of pressure there. It's on zero.
Then reset it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I bought myself a tube bender and Rob's explaining how to use it now.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. In simple terms. Okay.
Got the lube.
The lube, like all over this one and this one, both dies.
Yeah.
And when you do it on, so don't do the whole die because you're wasting your lube. Just do 90 degrees. That's like 40 quid a bottle. That.
Yeah. Gypsy tears.
And you want to make sure that's at zero.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the plane you're bending on, so you want it to be flat.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. So that's like a ratchet system.
Yeah.
So you bend on the top one.
Yeah.
And then you lock it in with the bottom one.
Oh, okay. That's clever.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You going?
Yeah, let's have a go. So something else which is pretty exciting is next weekend is the first time we're going to be driving the drifting this year. So we are going to Silverstone at an event called Jap Fest. We are bringing the Japanese Corvette. So yeah, we're going to test it out. Like, we haven't really got to drive it since we put the new turbo on properly because we got done for noise at Goodwood. So I'm super excited to drive this. I'm hoping it's now going to be an absolute weapon. And then we'll know how fast the Volvo is going to be. So yeah, if you're coming along to that, come say hi. If you've seen the videos, let us know what you think. Yeah, that would be really cool.
No, see, you're gonna.
I've gone too far. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. And then just all the way.
Yeah, and then there you go.
Gosh, it's pretty tight. Gee, there we go. It gets easier there.
And then lock it in.
Oh, I f***ed it. How far? All the way?
Keep going. Yeah, keep going. You got loads. Also got to watch your angle. We don't want to go past 90, do you?
Oh, we're miles off there, yeah, aren't we?
110.
Yeah, keep on going, mate.
I'll be careful on this one if I was you.
Is this near it?
Yes,
Yeah.
keep going. Flat out. Let's stop.
Nice. We bent something.
Yeah?
I don't think this full video will be in the video, will it?
This is a whole instruction.
It's an instruction video. Ah, he's got his bare hands on it.
Yeah.
Look at that animal.
Look at him go. Done that before, hasn't he?
Yeah, polishing off Harry earlier probably. So that side's done now, is it?
That one is, yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Lovely. Not bad, is it? How simple is that? Makes me look clever.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I reckon like that. It's probably
Ish like
probably as close in without it looking weird on the angles. I'd say. For the jacking bar, did you go off? Just go off this, or
Off
did you
of
put further closer to the weld, or?
Oh, what? Just like the little.
Yeah.
What type do you want? Do you want like a little hoop that goes down and a, or?
Triangulation. Yeah, and we can just jack straight off the bottom of that.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Jacking point in level with that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, then it's not going to hit.
Okay.
Cool. Here he is filming it before it fits. I think here you're going to need some washers, but
Promising.
it is looking promising. Yes! That looks pretty good.
Smiley face.
Right, so update. Today has been one of those days where you think you're going to get absolutely loads done, and then you start something, and then you think about it, and you end up going back to where you were. So we made some progress. We've bent the bar that's going to go on the back here for the crash structure. We just need to weld that on. The tank placement, that's the thing that's taken the most time today. So originally I had it put here. It's nice and easy. The weight position is good. Then I had a thought, well, what about if we want to move it further forward, put it lower down? And normally I think that would have been a good idea. It would have meant we could put the radiators a little bit further forward as well, so be above the axle. And we ummed and ahed about it. And then I called my friend Darren McNamara, who's probably one of the most experienced guys in drifting. And I asked him for his feedback, hoping he would confirm the new option, which we thought was solid. And he kind of suggested actually with a live axle like we've got here, because of all the unsprung weight, it will probably help to put the tank directly on top and have the radiator behind to try and pull some weight back. So we've gone back to what we should have done in the first place, but that's what happens when you build cars. There's no recipe. You kind of think you know what's best and then you change your mind, and I think we're now pretty confident that we've got a good idea. So that's now going to get mounted there, which will actually be easier and will keep the fuel away from me as a driver and passengers as well if something bad was to happen. On the front, like I said, we've got the radium parts. Again, really not much progress really, but fuel pressure regulator is mounted. Started mounting one of the catch cans, so we're actually going to have two. One of them's going to go there, and one will go closer to the oil tank, because that's what that's going to be venting. So we have made progress. Me and Rob are going to come back in over the weekend. We're going to finish welding all that up, finish mounting a few of these things, and then we're going to try and tackle the transmission tunnel. So yeah, it's one of those, sometimes you don't make as much progress as you hope, but that's okay. You just got to keep on top of it. But yeah, all in all, I think we're going pretty well. We're still well on our timeline, and yeah, that's it for now. Goodbye, maybe. Right, it's a bit of an update. We've got the tunnel pretty much in place. These gaps will come out when we push the outside in. We're gonna have to make some little panels here anyway. Got to fill these holes. And the prop shaft tunnel fits pretty well. We've squeezed it in a little bit here. We're just making some cardboard templates. And then we're gonna make something that fits here. And then we can chop out the old tunnel. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Race car. Rob's here, Harry's here.
Finally.
Finally.
Yeah, finally, thank God.
Thank God. You had a good day.
It's been alright. I was Rob.
He doesn't know the business, so no, we haven't.
Bad day in the office.
Yeah.
So Harry, what's the update?
On this,
Yeah.
basically we've turned up. That's about it.
So essentially what we've done, we've now got the thing in place, and now we're going to cut the tacks back out, clean it up and remove the rest of the metal, then we're going to weld it back together, and then hopefully we shouldn't have any more gaps. We'll have a really nice tunnel. Right. Isn't that right, Rob?
Apparently so, yes.
Right, so now we've gone from having a small tunnel hole to all the way to the back. So on this bit, it gets a bit more complicated. Normally on the Volvo, the prop shaft sits right in the middle of here. Now we've raised the gearbox, so at the moment the prop shaft is probably going to be touching that. So we're going to have to cut all of this bit out as well. But I think we're going to make this first bit and then see where we're at and actually get the prop in position so we don't cut more than we need to. Rob got you chewing on sticks now?
Mate, it's so addictive.
They're flavoured, Axel.
No!
Yeah, I swear.
Mate, we could have bought you one.
They taste like blueberry, mate.
Taste so
No.
good.
Is that what they're actually for?
Mate.
Yeah, just blueberry toothpicks, yeah.
Well, it's better than vaping.
Oh, I don't even smoke. It's got dodgy wisdom tooth.
Hello. Is it working? Right, update. We were here on Saturday. When I say we, it was me and Rob. We had cut out more of the tunnel. Obviously, to do that, we had to remove the engine. And that wasn't that difficult because there wasn't much connected. And it's now underneath a black bin bag. We also made this. So, ta-da! I think we applied it, I can't remember what we filmed, but I think we had this in the car.
It was there on the floor last
I was on the floor, okay. Well, now we've extended it with this bit because, not sure if I said, but with the gearbox being higher up in the Volvo, the prop shaft's higher, and it was basically going to be touching the top of the tunnel. So we've had to extend the tunnel even further back, and we still probably have to make it a bit bigger. If you come in here, you can see it's now been cut even further back. That last bit we're going to have to get rid of because otherwise the prop's going to hit on that. And Rob is at the back. Follow me. Don't look into the light.
I forgot about the welding.
Rob is welding really nice metal. Yeah, the tongue out. That's good. It means you're concentrating. So he's just capping off the back of the chassis rails. Then we're going to put the crash bar on. And then we've got a bit of a rear of a car. So that was the update from Saturday.
Where are you? Far from you.
Might work, actually. Grab that angle finder. Might work.
I've got the one for the pipe, or I've got the electric one. But it's if you can find a little flat bit.
Oh. Hello, sir.
Filling up a tiny little gap. Is exactly what I'm doing. Hell yeah! Cool. So, whilst Rob is welding in the back of the car, and I haven't really got anything to do on the car, I figured I would make these nice coil pack holders. So, what we've got these Haltech high output ignition inductive coil, we'll just call them coil packs. And I've got these nice little bits of aluminium that I've had cut. It's got a little rotor in there, looks pretty cool. And I'm going to mount all these together. So it's in one unit. So Louis, you're going to have to make this look way faster. Yeah, so you can do like a really fast bit. So, got plates and bar, got the places, got coils. Yeah. So then you can. Yeah, no, now. Oh, yeah, I just got. I just read the free raise. I think that's right. Let's go back to the start. I don't know. I actually need one more of everything. I just realised. Anyway. They're all completely different. What are the wrong bits again, aren't I? For fuck's sake. I thought I had this nice piece all thought out, but I did not. Don't have enough bits. At least we've only got a short deadline. Anyway,
Let's build it anyway, shall we?
let's just see what we can do. So this is going to go like this. So yeah, these are coil packs. These send power to the spark plugs, which makes the engine go rap, 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 rap. So that's it.
Wow.
Pretty technical, eh?
Okay.
And this one then goes, it's a bit fiddly this, in theory. This seemed like it would go so much smoother on this video. I had it all planned out in my head, how good this little section was going to be, and it's just gone completely wrong. Anyone watching this, tried to make a YouTube video, understand that every time you try to do something for the video, it just goes wrong. Something that's really easy, or should be easy, always goes wrong. Essentially, we can get it halfway there, and I can show you kind of what it looks like. Not necessarily save space, but just keep them all together. So yeah, they're going to sit like that. There's another one needs to go on the bottom, and there's another bar that goes on the bottom again. Should we just look at the Corvette, what a finished one should look like, and then you'll understand. So this is what it should have looked like, but we didn't quite get enough spaces or enough rod. So,
Why is there a dog outside?
Rob, is your dog going? Mock that. Most, if you're on your modern car, your road car, you'd probably have the coils packed directly on top of the spark plug in the engine base. You don't really see them. But yeah, on this, these are out of the engine. You can get them so they sit actually on the plugs directly, but then it makes it a bit of a massive pain in the ass to take the engine out or change the plugs. So this just seems easier. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. And we'll have to finish that in another episode. So whilst I was having a shit time with the coils, Rob was having a shit time welding.
Yeah, don't come back here, please. You ruin my day.
Coming back.
What's the bad bit? Oh, there, yeah. Rob's very proud of his welding, but the Volvo's fighting him.
Just gonna hold that there all the time.
Don't look, don't look.
Rob,
It helps if you plug it in.
Rob's ashamed because his ticking skills aren't that great.
If you put that in the video, I'll explain to everyone how reliable your running is.
So whilst Rob's welding that, what fucking hell. Having a bad time with sealant coming through. All the underseal from the Volvo is dripping in, making the welding awful. But when it's not dripping through, this is the welders that we're using. We've got Artec equipment, and I don't know if you remember in the first video, my big welder broke. I reached out to Artec and they did us a really sweet deal, and it's actually a really good MIG welder, so I would recommend that to anyone watching. And TIG welder, we got both.
There's no deal on the TIG welder either, he bought that of his own accord.
TIG was full retail, the MIG was a deal.
And you still got it because it's that good.
It's good, it's good. I would love.
Okay.
So, made a nice face on the back of the Volvo. But no, so this episode didn't quite get as much done as we had hoped for. Things take longer when you're in the workshop and you're fabricating things. But we've got the start of the rear crash section as well. So this, we've cut the chassis rails, welded on this bar. We've got a jacking point down there. And from here, we are going to mount some smaller kind of hoops that come out like this, basically going to the corner of the car. So they'll act as a bit of like a sacrificial crash structure. Maybe we'll put one in the middle as well to protect the radiators. So if you have a light crash, it'll break those ones, and this one's here to mount things off. And if you have a really big crash, hopefully we won't. But yeah, so we've done that. The tunnel is taking shape. We still need to tack that. I've got a couple more little bits I need to make there to extend it. So this was made for a Mark 1 Escort, so not quite a Volvo, so there wasn't a direct fit. But we're almost there. It's probably about another half a day's work to get that in. And yeah, after that, we're gonna put the rear of the car on. We'll do that tomorrow, get all the bits in, and yeah, and we'll see you next time. Just one more thing before we go. We had the competition from last week, so we're still letting that run whilst we're filming, but I'm gonna add in a little clip now.
Right, so I've put all the names of everyone in the comments into this spinny wheel, and we're going to spin it. Doo-doo-doo. And the winner is Titch Tex.
So congratulations to the winner, that was on that little video. We'll get the goodies in the post to you and see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Really appreciate it. See you later.